Welcome to Pathways to Aviation. This is day 4 of our week-long celebration of aviation careers. We're calling it the Career Symposium, and each day we're hosting 4 different activities, but we can't really start each day unless we have a quick moment with jsfirm.com. And with us today is Abby Hutter, who will bring some insight to us about what JS Firm does, but also what they have in store for today's discussion. So Abby, welcome to another day of the Career Symposium.
Absolutely, thanks for having me again.
Yeah, so our topic today is military careers. What do you have in store for us?
Absolutely, so I wanted to go over with you, and I have to tell you too, I almost feel like I'm a news broadcaster now. You guys are always chiming in with Abby, and I gotta tell you, I don't hate it. It gives me something to look forward to every day at noon here, close to Pittsburgh. So I know today the focus with Pathways to Aviation is military careers. So what I thought I would do is on our website, I'm going to share my screen and show the audience where it's really important on our site if you do have military experience, where you can fill that information out. And then like yesterday, I'm also going to show you how companies sometimes search our resume database specifically for Army or Navy and how that's going to show up on a search for a company. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Oops, here. Okay, so now everybody should be able to see my screen, correct?
Yep, it looks
all right,
great.
Good deal. So as you can see, I am logged in as a job seeker right now. Here's my email address, and I am in my profile. So this is my profile here on jsfirm.com. And again, as I've said a couple times here this week, you want to make sure this information is filled out as much as possible because it's going to make you show up in more search results depending on what companies are searching for. So I'm going to come down here to the bottom. These are all your work preferences. So here you can select all your different categories. It looks like I'm set up today as a pilot fixed wing. Here's my desired job title, experience, my school information. And if you come all the way down to the bottom, right here, it says, have you served in the military? So if I select yes, look how great this is. It lets you select the branch that you served. I'm going to go with Air Force. And then your current status. So you can let companies know if you're active, retired, you're in the reserves, or other. So I'm going to go ahead and, just for fun, I'll say I'm active. Then it gives you your anticipated discharge or retirement date, which is awesome again for companies because they know that you're going to be available to work for them. So you would fill this out. And then we have, the Department of Defense security clearance if you hold that. And that's something that companies asked us for. If you do have this information, they like to know that. So this is really important and it's going to make your resume stand out. I'm going to go ahead and just select that for now. And then if you hang with me here, or even on it, let me show you how a job search will work. So I'm going to take this out. Maybe if I hit the right button. Interesting, that won't go away. Okay, so if I type in Army, oh, I'm sorry, my my keyboard was not turned on. My, what do you call it? Like, it's not my laptop, it's my, what do you call that thing? I have a separate keyboard, so let's try that again. So if I type in Army, I'm going to take this out. Sorry about that. Like I said, my coffee has not kicked in yet today. I'm going to go ahead and search. So I'm looking through all categories of jobs for and the keyword is Army. So it's going to pull any job that has the word Army in the description. There's our awesome map, right? So all over the world. I'm going to come down into here. And you'll see here, right? So here's a helicopter pilot, instructor pilot in Fort Rucker, Alabama. And it's pulling that because it is within here. It's going to talk about, it'll have, Fort Rucker's a military base. So that's a really cool way to use our job search. You can do Navy, you can even do Army, Navy, and kind of search all those if that's important to you. And then very briefly here, if I log out like I did yesterday, I'm going to go ahead and log in as what a company would see. Wireless keyboard, that's the word. I don't think I typed that right. Nope. So briefly, I just want to show you on the resume search how this military stuff works. Okay, so I'm going to search resumes. And just like the job search, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to type Army. I don't care where the person lives because I offer relo, and I'm going to do all categories. And again, I'm looking for resumes. I'm not searching for jobs, but watch how great this keyword search works. So I'm a company, right? I'm looking for someone for whatever reason. I want them to have that Army. Oh, my resumes aren't turned on. Oh, wait, no, I can view this.
It looks good.
Here we go. So now remember my keyword was Army. So what a company sees is anytime the word Army shows up in your resume, we highlight that for them. So they're going to see, you know, where they worked in the Army, and you can do that with any keyword, which is really important when you guys are building your resume to have those important keywords in there, because this technology isn't new, you know, the way we're highlighting it, but just to show you the back end, this is what companies see when they're searching. So even if your keyword or, you know, make sure you write your resume with those important keywords so that it does show up no matter where your resume ends up or what industry you end in. That's super important. So that's kind of what I wanted to show you that way. And again, so these are all, again, these are people that are actively looking for jobs, and within their resume, because I searched the word Army, that will show up. Let's see where this guy's at. Oh, I'm not sure why he's not highlighting, but so it's kind of nice. And I like showing, I think it's important for job seekers to see what companies see. So then when you are writing your resume, you're making sure that you're hitting those keywords. And I can almost, you know, bet my kids on that Pete and Eric are, when they're working with everyone, they're sharing that information and how important keywords are, and to write your resume to the job that you're trying to get, and make sure you hit those keywords. And another tip on jsfirm.com is we allow you to store up to 5 resumes on our website. So depending on the type of job that you're going for, that's the resume you would select to use. But you want to make sure too that with your resume, you don't just have one that you fire out all over the place. Make sure it really is unique to the job you're applying for.
That's something I didn't know. So thanks for sharing that, because I had just assumed that you only had one resume on your profile. And this is a note to Eric, I have not created a profile deeply and added my resume yet, but I didn't know you could have 5 on there, which is pretty cool. So we're always coaching young people to, you know, tailor their resume for the employer and the position with which they're seeking, and not just have a basic resume, because you want it to speak to their qualifications as closely as possible, or at least the specialty. So that's pretty cool that you can have up to 5. So
yeah, up to 5, and then you can also store a cover letter as well.
Oh, okay, cool.
So you
Okay.
have the option to upload both when you're applying to the job. So and that's something that maybe for 2 or 3 years we've had that now, but we had job seekers that would call in, you know, they would either be a pilot, a mechanic, or maybe, you know, they have an executive resume too, and we're like, let's let them have at least 5. And nobody's called in and has said like, I need more than 5. 5 seems to be enough, but I definitely, and what's great is when you're looking at JS Firm on your cell phone, you can apply to jobs and you don't have to go to your computer or go to Google Drive. Like, they're all on your account. You just pick which one you want to use depending on the job you're applying to.
Okay, that's good to know as well. What other advice do you have with respect to your website?
I think to stay in line with military, and again, I'm sure you guys cover this if you do handle military resumes. It's really important to find someone that understands the language from the military language to the civilian language, because a lot of times HR recruiters and people that are hiring, they may not understand what that equivalent is. You know, if you do have so many hours on a UH-60 doing this, what does that mean in the civilian world? So that's something that we do specialize in if people would have questions, and we do offer free resume reviews. So I would definitely, if we do have any military people watching, for sure, send them to our team. There's information all over the website how to get a hold of us. But it's really important as you're discharging from the military, and if you're going to stay in aviation, just making your resume so that the rest of the world understands how important those times that you have are.
For sure. We get a lot of calls from those who are leaving the military and looking for work, and it's a tough transition, just mentally, but certainly through their resume and their spoken word to transition into this other side. And so we appreciate that you guys are doing the same thing that we are, because like I said all week, like, our goal is to get them interview ready, so we can send them to you, so that they can actually just start applying for jobs as opposed to having to take advantage of all your resume resources, which are awesome. But I'm sure you guys would appreciate when you review the resumes that they're pretty close to perfect.
It's,
So,
you know, when people email their resumes, we do a review, and the reply that they get back is a 1 to 4 star rating. So we're like, hey, your resume it needs a lot of work. We give you a 1 star, and then we tell you a couple tips. And then obviously there is a cost if we're going to rewrite it for you, but we give you free tips that a lot of times, if you have your spouse look at it or a good friend, you can tweak it, you know, to make it, you know, a good resume for sure. And you don't have to pay for a service like that.
for sure. We even coach sometimes if the resume looks good to send it to other HR directors for companies that they're not targeting to provide input. Because you never know that the HR director will know another HR director, especially if they belong to SHRM, who will say, oh my gosh, you'd be perfect for this role.
Yeah,
You know,
and that's so important too. I think even across all industries, and I think you guys touched on it the other night. I was watching one of your presentations, and the power of networking. You never know. And I think you were talking about career fairs, how you go and you talk to every single table because you never know who that person knows, and making a good impression and networking, you know, and always bringing your best game to the table for sure.
Yeah, and it's career fair season right now. Yep. A lot of colleges are hosting career fairs. They've gone virtual. A lot of these different recruiters within aviation are hosting career fairs. UAA has one next week, I think, on the 14th. And we always coach. Go into it with a game plan. Be fully prepared. So ranking, researching, fixing up your resume, have a plan, and then attack it on site and make sure you talk to everybody. Because again, you might be in line talking to somebody at Starbucks and you don't want to work for Starbucks. You'd rather work at Signature.
Yeah.
But maybe that person at Starbucks is married to, friends of, sibling of somebody at Signature who can just say, and it's a direct, warm reference.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we're always coaching that. So this is cool. Like we're hanging out with you every morning. You get to start our day. Our days so far have been exceptional. They're like, I don't know. It's tough to go home at night because we're still full of energy from the day. Today will be no exception. Our next session at 11 o'clock is just going to be killer. So we appreciate you giving us 15 to 20 minutes of your time and expertise to kicking this off. So we really appreciate it. And unless you have anything else, we can let you go back to work.
Yeah, no, I think we're good. And I'm enjoying chiming in every day. And I'm actually wondering what I'm going to do next week every day at noon. Kind of feel like a celebrity right now. So
you are.
One more day, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow. And I will see you and Eric and whoever joins us tomorrow. And I'm looking forward to it.
Perfect. All right. Make it a great day.